Good morning, my powerful, my awesome YouTube family. Blessings to each and every one of you, my MVP family. I am here, I'm present, and I just wanted to come in and do another video. So this is your girl, Miss Bev, and today I want to make a confession. So yesterday I did a video, and I was a little passionate. I think I was very passionate when I did the video. So I just wanted to let you guys know that the person telling me to go to the gym, I saw that message like at 4 o'clock in the morning. And it really didn't get to me because, as I've said to you guys, as a teacher, I've taught for over 27 years. And out of those 27 plus years, I've taught younger kids. I think I taught second grade twice, like in the early part. Out of the 25 years that's left, I taught fifth grade about 3 years, and all the rest of my years I've taught sixth grade. As a teacher of sixth grade, there has been so many challenges. Again, as I said, I was never a skinny girl, and so when in my years of teaching, everything was fine, because in the early years, in the early 2000s, coming all the way up, kids were not so brazen, they were not so mean-spirited, they were not so emboldened, they were more respectful, parents were involved. But again, cell phones and this world wide web was not in the palms of children. Children were coming to school, they wanted to learn, they appreciate when you cared about them, they gave back a lot, because all you would ask for is to come in and learn, and they tried, and so those years were fine. But then in the latter years, in the latter years, 2020, 21, especially when the pandemic broke out and kids were handed devices to go home with. First time some of them are having access to a device, because parents, again, did not have the funds to provide it for them. So a lot of kids were not having access to the internet. They weren't having access to the social media things. They weren't having access. But when the pandemic broke out, and they talk about their learning from home, which 80% of learning didn't take place during the pandemic. Kids were on these devices, like you give them something and they're not used to it, and they're killing it. They're making up for all the years that they were not privy to these things. And so when it was time to learn, they never showed, or if they showed up, they would log in to the class but never showed their face, never participated, because they were busy on trying to absorb as much as they can from the internet, from social media. All right, a lot of them started visiting sites that they were not even mature to handle, and with that immaturity, they were doing things that they weren't even thinking about, until when it became a tough thing to break from, and they can't break from it. And so their lives have been changed, not in a good way, but in a negative way. So in the later 20s, once that happened and they came back to school, they were more emboldened to tell you all sorts of B words and F and B this and fat bitch and this and that. And so they were emboldened to just say what they wanted to say, do what they wanted to do, because it seems like now they're uncontrollable. So I'm used to being called fat. So my passion or my irritability or whatever we want to call it, that pushed me to do the video was when I was there because I wasn't sleepy. I get up, I go to the bath, use the bath to pee, and I peek in on Kayla and I go back to bed. And if sleep isn't coming, then, I'm 64. So I grab my phone and I would look at, start looking at my channel or looking at, sometimes some shorts jump up in my thing and I would look at them. And one such short video came up in my thing, and when I looked at it, it was a man. In fact, his body, it was just his belly that was big, and whoever the camera person was videotaping him, laughing at him, and antagonizing him, because even though the guy walked away and was looking at it, they kept going at him, and he was using some profanity, but they found it funny. Then when I looked at the responses, when I looked at the what you call it, when we give a comment, when I look at the comments, there weren't nice comments. There was nobody to say, leave the man alone. You are bothering this man, he's not bothering you. You are following him around, laughing at him, trying to demean him for no reason. And there were people who found it funny, ha ha ha, putting up laughing emojis against the man. What has he done to anyone? He did nothing to anyone. And so for me, that is why, guys, I really did the video, because I wanted people to know, you look at people and you see us fat, it doesn't mean that we're not human beings. And then yesterday I did the video, and I'm thankful. I'm happy I did the video. A lot of you were encouraging. You had positive words, and you encouraged me and all of that. But there was one comment that I hope that you guys noticed it, and that you reached out and let this person know that regardless, she is a human being, she's beautiful, and she's loved. Because in the comments, one of us said, she was going through a hard time, was in an abusive marriage, and she turned to food for comfort. And we know there are many out there who are going through these things. That is why we have to be careful of what we say to people and how we treat people. So I know some people are saying, Miss Bev, don't pay them mine and don't pay them. I'm okay. Believe me, I'm okay. I've taught for 27 years, guys. I am okay. Because if I survive 20, 30 kids, some grade, I'm teaching math. So I'm teaching math to 4 different groups of kids, sometimes 66, sometimes 75. And I have to deal with all those different personalities. So I am okay. I'm here standing. I'm not eating out of a garbage bin. I am supporting myself. I am okay. But what about those who are not so okay? What about those who are not mentally able to deal with people putting them down because of their weight? What about those people? And when I read her comment, as much as I appreciate all of your comments, my friend Michael, I'm so grateful to see you coming out. I know you watch the videos and coming out, and you call me angelic. You've always wished me well from I started my channel until now. I don't know you, but my spirit knows you. And I always love and appreciate you. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you. The laughter that you bring to the channel, the encouraging words, priceless. And all of you, my new subscribers who have come on board, your positive words, your empowerment, encouragement strengthens labor. That has never changed. It will never change, because it is true. But I'm hoping that everyone of you go back to that, to my subscriber, my family, who spoke about being in an abusive marriage and food was her comfort. And went out and somebody said to her, you know, just assuming she was pregnant because she gained the weight. We don't have to assume because it's none of our business. We can embrace people. We can hold a hand and just squeeze it softly. We can rub a shoulder if people allow themselves to be touched. We can just touch their shoulder, and that touch can say, everything is going to be all right. We don't have to be loud and, but we can touch even in our relationships. We don't have to yell, I love you. Da, 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 da. No. Because love is an action word. And a soft squeeze, a simple touch on the shoulder, just a touch with no word spoken, can speak volumes. So a lot of times we think it's the gifts and the look how much I've done for you and da 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 da. It's not what is done, it's how it's done. It's not what is spoken, it's how it is spoken. So I'm just saying to us this morning, guys, it wasn't so much about being redirected to a gym. I know what my needs are. I know how I feel in the mornings. My heart rejoices. I feel good. I'm in a good place. I put on my music. I dance. Kayla dances. Kayla sings. She's a beautiful singer, and she sings loudly. And I have to have time to be thankful to God for everything He provides. I cut up her today. She got watermelon. She got pineapple. And I'm cutting up her pineapple and I'm giving God the glory that I'm able to. And those of you who supported her for a car fare and a lunch, and now we have after school to pay for and all of that, I am grateful to God for all those gifts of love. But let us remember, culturally, especially us as Jamaicans, we shouldn't go around and laugh at people. Whether we're here in Jamaica, we're abroad, and we're following these people, sometimes we need to stop and say, hey guys, that wasn't necessary. We can say something. We can say something, because a lot of these young people doing these things, they're not thinking. All they're thinking about is getting the views and getting, and getting their channels to grow and so they can make money. They don't care about people's feelings. But let us remember that culturally, we as Jamaicans, especially those of us who were raised with grandparents, remember, if you're skinny, then they think you're sick. They believe in making sure that as 3 months of your little belly can process that cornmeal, no matter how thin it was, you were getting your little cornmeal porridge to build you up. Remember, don't forget, when our parents had us, if they didn't feed us and make us look as chubby, they called us chubby, and they pinch our chubby cheeks, and they were happy. When we look good, they said, when you're fat, you look good. I remember it in the 90s when I went home, and they would tell Granny and them, they said, Lord, Bev, so-and-so come down the other day from foreign, Lord. Bad life dip on her. She's so, like, they just feel like if you're skinny, then your life is not good. You're not happy. Something is going on. I walk in and the Lord, you look so nice. You look well, Bev, you look well. All because I had meat on my bones. So let us not forget those things, that our experiences that we grow up in are the experiences that make us, that build us. And so we don't need to be ashamed of having meat on our bones. Again, I know I'm obese. I know that, I am. But my focus is my mental health. I have to be happy inside. I have to be stable inside and out. I was smiling today as I was showering, and I was saying, people have a problem with fat people and they laugh and scorn. They laugh at fat people. And when I do the videos, guys, don't think that everything is about me. I look at some experiences and I incorporate them. And so I smile. I said, but you hardly ever see a fat person eating out of a garbage pan. All these people out there who have lost their mental abilities and out there eating out of the garbage bin, they're skinny people, you know. But anyhow, aside from that, maybe just the ones I see, I'm not going to be prejudiced and say, but from the ones I see. But let us love people. Let us love. Before we criticize and put down and try to put down, let us look at the mode, we're looking at, but let us look back at ourselves. Let us look at ourselves. Are we perfect? Is everything so perfect in our lives? Or are there things we need to fix? Are we married? Have we raised children who are successful and beautiful and kind? Have we done those things? Are we not capable of doing it because we don't have the capacity to cherish somebody and to give back? How is it in our lives? Are we happy? Because if we're happy, we dote happiness on others. But when we're miserable inside, when we're angry, when we're bitter, then we look at others and we find humor in the negative and harshness that other people inflict on others. I looked at that man in that video and I saw how irritable he became, and they kept going, and people look at the video and they find it funny. Their comments, the emojis, and I said, wow, it's interesting. You never look in life how people, you're talking to somebody and they'll say the worst thing. I have somebody who is dear to me, and sometimes she'll be talking to me and, Lord, I go to gate this morning, and I say, this boy out there, the boy big and big so till, me have to go tell him, say, Lord, you're go dead, you're go dead, you're big and fat, you're go dead. And then I said to the person, when you're talking like that to somebody and you're talking to your niece who is also fat. And so, those are things that sometimes people, they feel like they're saying to you. It's like some people would tell you, don't do for. But yet, when you're doing, and they're not saying no for themselves, but they tell you not to. You have some colleagues who, oh, you have time, I do. You have time, I do. But yet when you're doing for them, they never said, no, man, it's okay, I'm good. No, we shouldn't do that. Let us just, again, just show love. Just show kindness. Just reach out. And if you can't, then just leave it alone. If you think the person needs prayer, pray them up and ask God to guide them to where they need to get to. But believe me, some of them live longer than those who are pointing the fingers, because they are content. Contentment means that your mind is at peace. You are good. You are good. So let us reach that point, guys, and let us stop. Just stop. So I needed to just confess to you guys, but I thank you for all the comments, all of you who commented and encouraged, and realistic, and understand that your weight is not the only thing about us. There's so much more about us as human beings. So much more. So much more. So just go forth in good grace. Go light your candles and just go brighten the world with your love and your compassion and your grace and your beauty and your kindness. Go light your world, guys. Go light your world. Go show them that Christ lives within you, that you understand that Christ is a Christ of love. It's a Christ of love. It doesn't matter, red or yellow, black or white, big or small, tall or short, fat or skinny. He still loves all of us. Onward and upward always.